Okay, we're going to get started. We got Councilmember Gallegos, Councilmember Pollard, Chief Acevedo, Chief Peña, Dr. Persse with us today. And then we've got some of my directors. Ron Lewis, City Attorney, is here as well. So, see, the Houston Health Department today reports 204 new cases of COVID-19. And let me just underscore that is 204, but I do think that there's a computer glitch at the state level. So I'm pretty sure that number is higher than 204, but that's what we have at this point in time. And so today we are reporting 204, but put an asterisk there, which is bringing Houston's total to 25,600. Sadly, the number of COVID-related deaths in the city of Houston increased by 1 to 245. The newly reported death is a Hispanic male in his 40s with underlying health conditions who passed away on May the 16th. Testing and the data show that more Hispanics are getting sick from COVID-19 and are accounting for a greater percentage of deaths. And as a reminder, the Houston Health Department this week launched a bilingual outreach campaign to inform Hispanics about measures that help stop the spread of COVID-19. The city is providing information and resources about free testing sites, and we want everyone to know that no one will be asked for your immigration status or for your documents at any of the free testing sites. And if you hear word that people are, please let us know, notify one of the council members, because the free testing sites are open to each and every one. The coronavirus is continuing to spread in our city, and collectively we have to do everything that we can, working together, in order to slow the progression of this virus. Late last night, the local health authority, Dr. David Persse, wrote a letter to me and to Houston First, expressing his concerns about the 6,000 delegates for the GOP state convention scheduled to take place on July 16 through 18 at the George R. Brown Convention Center. The letter called the gathering a clear and present danger. And as mayor, I simply cannot ignore those words coming from Dr. Persse, as well as other doctors that I've talked to or who have talked to me in reference to the gathering of this large number of people at this time. I know Dr. Peter Hotez has also been critical of large gatherings. And just today, Dr. Burt with the CDC has indicated that in states experiencing a surge, they need to return to phase one status, and to avoid any large indoor gatherings. So none of that can be ignored or disregarded. This morning, I asked the city attorney, Ron Lewis, and Houston First to review his contract with the State Republican Party of Texas. I have instructed HFC, the Houston First Corporation, to exercise its contractual rights to cancel the State Republican Party convention due to the pandemic. And then later on this afternoon at about 12, David Mintzberg, the chair of Houston First, also sent a letter to the State Executive Committee asking them to reconsider. That was sent at noon. And right around 3 o'clock, a little bit after 3, a letter has been sent to the Executive Committee of the State Republican Party by Houston First, signed by the President and the Chairman, canceling this convention. Look, these are some very serious times, and the public safety of the people attending the convention, the employees, their family members, the people in the city of Houston, the public health concerns are first and foremost, paramount. Those first responders, police, fire, municipal workers, all of the individuals who will be in contact or in close proximity to this indoor gathering. Simply, the public health concerns outweighed anything else. And so this decision is a decision to protect the health and safety of the employees, the delegates, and members of the public. Houston is a hotspot right now in a global pandemic, and we cannot have thousands of people gathering inside the Jar Jar Brown. Houston looks forward to hosting conventions in the future when it is safe and we are not endangering people by exposing them to this virus. As we work to flatten the curve, we must continue to mask up, social distance, and then move forward. And if we work together, we can get that done. Now, at this point, let me call on Dr. David Persse.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a very bad time, obviously. I think it's obvious to pretty much everyone. It's a very bad time to have a large gathering. The World Health Organization has been pointing out how we are not even, we're not at the peak yet. We see locally when we look at our numbers, there's no indication that we are at a peak. I would caution people that as we do approach a flattening of the curve, that our destiny is in our own hands. The actions that we take determine our future. We here in Texas flattened the curve a couple months ago. We did an excellent job of doing that. That undoubtedly saved people's lives. Today, we need to flatten the curve again. But once we start flattening that curve, we need to not make the mistake of allowing things to slip back and start re-engaging in those behaviors like large gatherings that would just set us back again and again and again. If we want the economy to get going, we need to wear a mask. If you want the schools to open, you need to physically distance yourself from others. If you want to have gatherings like we've had in the past, we need to figure out how to do that in safe manners. People's lives hang in the balance. We had another report of deaths today. And I've said, over the last couple of days, I've been reminding people that here today in Harris County, there are over 600 people that are in intensive care units. There's another 1,300 people that are admitted to the hospital with this disease. And those folks are seriously, seriously ill. And they all caught the virus from somebody else, certainly unintentionally or accidentally or however you want to describe it, but somebody else gave them the virus. We are in control of our destiny by acting responsibly as we interact with each other, wearing masks, keeping socially distant, physically distant, and not engaging in large gatherings.
Chief Peña.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. The number of firefighters in quarantine, we're still experiencing a high number of those in quarantine. We are looking better than we were a couple days ago. We are at 264 firefighters that are in quarantine. We've cleared about 40 through our infection control and medical direction process. So as of today, as of this moment, we have all our units in service. We are running 2 task forces that should be resolved within the next couple hours. And we're hoping to get additional firefighters clear quarantine and be available for work. I want to express my gratitude to our first responders, our firefighters, paramedics, who are out there taking extra shifts, doing the extra work to cover for those that are sidelined, and they're doing an amazing job for this community. In regards to complaints for the occupancy task force, we were at 48 in the last 48 hours. There were no referrals in the last 24 hours to TABC. So again, we appreciate the businesses in helping us gain compliance with the governor's executive order. One of the things that, as we deal with this pandemic and we encourage people to physical distance, what we don't want to do is for you all to ignore certain medical conditions that would otherwise warrant a trip to the emergency room, okay? If you're having a heart attack, signs of stroke, respiratory distress, call 911. That's what we're there for, okay? Anecdotally, we hear that some people may not be calling 911 or waiting because they're afraid to go to the hospital because they think that's where the virus is. Again, look, if you're having a heart attack, you're probably a lot safer at the emergency room than you are in your living room. So call 911. I encourage the community to use and make judicious use of the 911 system, okay? Use it for true emergencies, true medical health, or safety emergencies, that's what we're there for. We have fully staffed ambulances and fire engines, and we're going to continue to do that in service of this community. So again, we encourage you all to, if you need 911 for a true medical emergency, call 911. That's what we're there for. Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks, Chief. Chief Acevedo.
Mayor, first and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you on behalf of the men and women of the Houston Police Department and our brothers and sisters at Houston Fire. And thank you, Dr. Persse, for helping to make the decision to cancel the Republican convention. We are under a lot of duress right now in our city in terms of the public health epidemic, and we also have violent crime we're trying to fight. And as of today, Mayor, we have a total of 223 members of our department that are in quarantine. 205 are police officers, 150 are positive with 55 pending results, and 18 civilians with 14 positive, 4 pending results. And, you know, we're just so grateful that, I know it's a tough decision to make, but it's the right decision, and I'm hopeful that the Republican Party, it talks about law and order and how much they support the blue, will hear from the blue and the men and women on the front lines that it's the right thing to do, is to not to stack to the challenges we're facing in terms of the public health epidemic and the crime fighting that we're doing. We really believe this is a great move, and we just want to thank you, Mayor, for your leadership and for doing the right thing. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief. And as you know, the numbers are really reflecting themselves within the Hispanic community, and a part of what we're doing in addition to the PR campaign is to increase and provide additional testing. And let me call on Councilmember Gallegos to talk about an additional testing site that will be opening shortly. Councilmember Gallegos.
Thank you, Mayor. Like the Mayor stated, COVID-19 is impacting the Hispanic community heavily right now. As a matter of fact, this morning we lost a prominent Hispanic due to COVID-19. And I want to work with, I want to thank the Mayor. I want to thank Chancellor Maldonado, HCC Trustee Dr. Tamez, and Trustee Eva Laredo for working with UMMC in regards to opening HCC Felix Fraga campus in the East End. I understand it will be opening Monday, and that will be another testing site. So I encourage people to please go to the Felix Fraga campus. They're off navigation. Since it will be a new testing site, which will help alleviate the long lines that we're having in HCC Southeast over there at Gulf Gate. So this is just an extra testing site, and also to help the residents in Second Ward and Denver Harbor. So again, thank you, Mayor. Quiero decirles que este lunes van a abrir el site de Felix Fraga. Va a ser un lugar para hacer los tests del COVID-19. So va a comenzar este lunes. Ahorita tenemos el site que está Houston Community College Southeast, que está cerca del Gulf Gate. Están haciendo los tests ahí para el COVID-19. Pero este lunes van a abrir el Felix Fraga ahí cerca de Navigation en el segundo barrio. Gracias.
Thanks, Councilmember. And as you know, there's the mass order, the requirement that's in place, and we've got the mass distribution. We also have food distribution. I know one of the food and mass distributions will take place in District J this coming weekend on Saturday. Let me call up Councilman Pollard.
Thank you, Mayor. We all know that this pandemic is affecting minority communities the most. I represent District J, which is Southwest Houston, Gulfton, Sharpstown, Westwood, Brayburn, Alief. Out of the top 10 zip codes, District J has 3 of the top 9. And so we're going to be making a concentrated effort to getting out in the community to the different community centers, the nonprofits, the apartment complexes, passing out PPE this weekend. There'll be a special effort at the Peace Center, P-E-A-C-E, Peace Center, off of Bissonnette through the Higher Dimension Church, where we'll be having food distribution and PPE distributions on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So if you're in the Westwood area, please come out. And for all the apartment complexes within District J, we plan to have a mass effort to come around to your property managers to pass out PPE to the complexes and the senior living facilities within Southwest Houston. Thank you.
Thank you very much.